But I think it is important to clarify the whole issue surrounding this, like, government had to borrow 50 million guilders to finish the building. I don't know exactly where he wanted to fit it or what exactly was like this horrible thing. But I think people need to know the facts. Government sold the building to SZV in order to help clear the debt that government had to SZV. So if government kept the building, government would have still had a debt to SZV. On top of that, government, whether they sold it or kept it, anybody who wanted to use the building other than a chicken coop or a pigeon coop would have had to invest in the completion of the building. It all depends on what degree of finish or completeness that one would want to add to the building, that one would have to invest in the building. So government sold the building to SZV. That brought down the debt that government had to SZV. SZV will further make a profit by renting the building back to government at market value. So some people would say, but does that make sense? You own something and you sell it and then you rent it? Yes, it makes all sense in this case, because keeping it, we still had to complete the building and would still have a debt with SZV. Now we have brought down the debt to SZV, or we have erased the debt. We have brought down the debt to SZV, and by extension, we have brought down the debt to the pension fund as well. Renting the building from them would allow them to make money, make a profit on the investment that they have made. Now, where does the extra money come in? SZV has to invest an additional 16 million to finish the building and make it, if you want to call it, complete the building to move in. If you drive by, and I've promised the media that we would have a tour, I think the best time to do that, to get a feeling of where we are, would be early next week. I'm here for August Monday. So if you guys are here, we can go on August Monday. 1st of August, we can go and have a tour of the building. If you look at the outside, presently the wall is under construction. Presently a parking lot is being developed. There's cabling that still needs to go in. The improvements and partitions on the inside that needed to be completed. Work had to be done on the air conditioning, et cetera, et cetera. All of that comes with an additional price tag. On top of that investment that SZV is making, government, in order to move in, has to furnish the building, because most of the furniture that government offices are using cannot be utilized in that building because they can't fit. And the IT cabling and electrical cabling had to be redone because of faults and faultiness in the past, and just having it there for 8 years. That is the reason why investments needed to be made. So this thing about politicians or government investing because there's some deal to be made, this is absolutely incorrect, false, and erroneous. We are entering into the campaign 2016. Well, some are already dead center into it, and then the fashionable thing would be to go somewhere on a radio station on the French side, say things, and then allow them to start living their own life.
Need a loan that's quick and problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
But the ministry has lost one of its own. Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, head of the inspectorate, Mrs. Chantal Schamine Ringling, passed away on Monday after a bout of serious illness, which in some cases we must say thankfully she's no longer suffering from, but we do extend our deepest condolences to her husband, Mr. John Schamine, her daughter, Talia, her mother, her brother, who were all here with her, as well as all those close friends, colleagues, all the students whose lives she's touched as a teacher for many, many years, as well as her colleagues, her closest colleagues within the ministry, who she worked directly with, who will surely miss her. The information regarding her homegoing service will be broadcast via the media, but I take this time as Minister of Education to extend our deepest condolences on this loss. We've also, as a ministry, it's, a rough time of the month. Schools are out and things are going quite slow, but we will continue to persevere. At this time, I would like to make a few announcements. Over the past couple of months, we have had several sporting organizations, and we have heard about several of our athletes doing very well on island as well as abroad. And to give a highlight or some of the areas in which government has helped, I've asked the department to compile so that the general public can know how government contributes to these events as well as some of the travel that takes place. So from 2016, in February, we as government assisted the St. Martin Aquatic Federation to travel to the Carifta Games and mainly cover the cost for the delegation to travel. In February also, the St. Martin Sport and Olympic Committee traveled to Santo Domingo that's when they requested it. They just recently returned from a trip to Santo Domingo of 40 to 50 athletes and trainers for a national team training camp. This was an extremely large endeavor, and we are very proud as government to have been able to do that as well. Of course, we assisted in celebrating Casey Carty's victory as the only St. Martiner to have reached that level of play in cricket. and many international sports as well. We've also not made a monetary donation, but to the Battle of the Fittest competition that ended on Sunday, which showcased basketball skills from several countries and islands within the region. We were able to not do monetary financing, but were able to offer them a great discount for the usage of the Great Bay Sports Auditorium in collaboration with the Upkeep Foundation. Island Hoops is also another youth basketball group that traveled to Pennsylvania, and we were able to assist them as well. And a young taekwondo athlete, Mr. Justin Wilson, was assisted to be able to travel to Korea with his team to take part and actually won several medals. So we are very proud to have been able to help. Coming up, we have the Netball Association as well as the Volleyball Association, which will be holding international championships, and we've assisted those as well. And just recently concluded Little League Latin American and Caribbean championships. We were able to, as government, contribute to those as well. Team Don't Quit also was a beneficiary with their Fittest on the Rock event, and the St. Martin Volleyball Association, as I mentioned earlier. So in total, up to now, we've assisted 10 organizations over the 6-7 month period across 8 sports, including the 7 big sports which we are training for to prepare our students, our young athletes, for the games in Barranquilla, Mexico. These range from subsidies, which cover a range, whether travel, operational cost, hosting costs, etc. And we will continue as government to assist as many as possible. Our budget is not very big, and so therefore, especially sometimes we have to turn down, especially based on our limitations in budget. In a short introduction to our young students in the House today, the finance minister explained what he does in the sense of balancing what income with what goes out in terms of the monies. And it is sometimes understandable that people want more than we can actually do, but we must be very, very realistic, and we are also held accountable for how we spend the country's funds. So based on the budget that we have established for sports, we are, I think, on track to actually finish up that money quite much faster than we had anticipated, but we will continue to assist based on the budgetary availability that we have.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah!
Here we go. This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that have come to last. Here's to living in the now.
When you can afford what you crave, life just gets so
So
good.
alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey, I'm gonna live my life, feeling good, so good, real good, so
KFC, so good for everyone.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
We have signed a contract with the SCDF to organize the Calypso competition for the next 3 years, and thereafter we will see if we will continue organizing the Calypso competition. We have put a team together, and some of the team members will be made known to the media in a subsequent interview. But for now, we want the people to know that the Calypso competition has been outsourced. I'm the person heading that, and we are making changes to make it better for the Calypsonians as well as for the patrons who come to the Calypso competition.
You know, we needed something like this in St. Martin for Calypsonians to be able to be allotted to the spotlight, and I think that in your organization that you're going to see to that took place, that these guys are able to get the exposure, and especially with these rules that are coming up, I think they would appreciate that they could feel comfortable and saying, well, okay, I know what I have to do to win.
To win.
Is it going to be a hard task for you doing all of this?
It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I know I can handle, and with the team that I have behind me, I know we can make improvements in the Calypso competition. The SCDF, with their limited source, was unable to promote, market, advertise the Calypso competition. And in this way now, it's being outsourced, you give it to a body, just like what they did with the Queen pageants, which they have outsourced to Posh, and Posh, you saw the improvement in the Queen pageants this year. We will do the same with Calypso. We will not only enhance the competition, but enhance the whole art form. So those Calypsonians who are participating are going to see that they are getting more exposure. We're going to be dealing with the radio stations to push the music, not just before Carnival, but all year round. We are also looking at the possibility to have the Calypso Monarch perform at other Calypso competitions throughout the region as a guest artist. But as you know, many countries feel that their Calypso competition it's the local show, and they don't usually allow, let's say, foreign performers even as to entertain. But we will see if we could break the ice and ask some of the surrounding islands to allow our Monarch to perform as a guest artist there. We will be looking at if it's possible to have the Monarch and other Calypsonians perform, not only during Carnival, but throughout the year for different activities. So all in all, what we're trying to do is enhance the Calypso art form for the artists and for the patrons, because by making it better for the patrons, they will put on a better show, a better competition, and everybody will be happy. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Now, I can't leave from here without asking you this question. All of these things you're going to be organizing. You're going to be president of the foundation. Are you still going to be doing MC?
Well, the SCDF, when they outsourced the Calypso competition to me, they had a few conditions. One of those conditions is that I will remain the MC of the Calypso Elimination and the Calypso Finals, and I guess also the Calypso Tents. So yes, that was one of the conditions under which they were prepared to outsource the organizing of the Calypso competition to me, and I have agreed to that, and I will still be your MC. And of course, I would like to see young aspiring MCs come up that one day can take over and do just as good and even better than I am doing. But for now, that's what the committee has requested, and that's what they're going to get.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
I would like to thank a student who is not here tonight. His name is Dwayne Griffith. Dwayne Griffith is a GED student. He finished his GED. He went to the Medgar Evers College, won a debate there. Someone who we relegated to actually the TKL, climbed up, went to the US, won a debate. Now he's actually in Costa Rica at one of the colleges there, and he wrote, I'd like to read that little piece of his because he wanted to have his comments read out. He said, "The Black Lives Matter are human rights, and human rights are fundamental for every person because every person is a human being." Then he said, "We need to understand these rights in order to address the intolerance, discrimination, and injustices that our communities are facing. There might not be extreme systematic racism in St. Martin. However, there are incidences of xenophobia and intolerance. Many individuals often perpetuate stereotypes, and that is something we need to curb if we truly want to live in a peaceful, multicultural society." This is of Dwayne Griffith. Now, lastly, I would like you to look at the symbols, the way this room is decorated. It is decorated because I believe that everything starts first with ethics. And ethics is a call, and ethics is also a color. Ethics is the color black, because the color black is mourning, and we have to mourn the persons who died. We do have to mourn them. And the color red, those two symbolic colors, red is the color of life. It is the color of hope. So whilst we mourn, we must also seek to feed that hope and to feed that self-preservation and to feed actually that we build our communities. Now, ethics is also a call. It is the call of people who are suffering. People who suffered in the past, our ancestors, people who are suffering now, and people who might suffer in the future if we do not do what we need to do. And when I heard that call and saw that call on the media and heard people speaking, my ancestors speaking, heard the persons that are coming after me speaking, heard the baby Darren Wilson speaking, then I felt we had to organize this town hall meeting. And there he goes speaking nicely. Yeah, on cue. We had to organize this town hall meeting. And we had to make it, like our struggle always has been, international. That is the reason why I asked colleagues at various universities in the world to participate. And that's why some of them, the persons who are in Turkey right now, in Turkey it's about 5 o'clock, and that person is tuning in to listen to us. We have persons of the University of Amsterdam tuning in. We have persons in Senegal tuning in. Persons in Kenya tuning in. So what we're trying to do is build this university, that this university becomes this global collective conversation. And this global collective conversation is a conversation about class, and it's a conversation about color, and it's a conversation also about sexuality, and a conversation about religion.